Okay, so we're going to have a look here at the Avalon Archery Tech X Maxx mono adjustable side mount, and have a look and see what's going on with this thing. Um, I'm going to use it on my Avalon 32, which I'm setting up for just like a 3D bow. So I'll use it for my back bar, side stabilizer in the rear. It's pretty affordable, um, and it has a lot of adjustability. One of the main things that I really liked about it is it has this quick disconnect is integrated into the actual side mount. So for the price, you know, it's pretty hard to beat in that way. So let's have a look at it here. And these things can get really expensive. And this it was about 40 bucks. So that's not bad if you consider, it's got the disconnect, with it. It looks pretty good. So it's all machined aluminum pretty well. Those are probably, can't tell if those are stainless or not. Some mounting screws, I would imagine that's the standard thread. It gives you a couple options, which is pretty nice. So again, for the money, that's a pretty good deal. I probably won't use most of this. I may use that. But you do have some options here, which is always nice. And, of course, hardware like that, you want to keep around. You can use that, potentially in the future. So let's have a look at it here. The quick disconnect. It's pretty easy to use, but I'll work on that here in a little bit. It has a lot of adjustment, so I'll just use this wrench that was there. So I mean, it's all pretty self-explanatory, but you get 360 there. And then it's probably going to be a similar thing here. Yeah, so I mean, pretty much you can adjust this, let's say about any way you would want on your rig. So it's not real highly complicated. Let me get a bow set up here. I'll get the bow that it's going to go on, and we'll get it mounted and go from there. Get a stabilizer on it. Here we go. Now, as usual, I have a vise and a bow vise and everything like that, but it's going to make it hopefully a little easier to see on video if I just mount this like this, but it would be easier with a vise. So this thing can spin around like a bunch of different directions. So I'm not gonna, at least at this point, I'm not gonna worry too much about how I put it on here. Just get it started. I'll try to use this one. Yeah, these. So yeah, just thread that in. I mean, this is the bottom mount on my Halon. Well, it's a Halon 32. So I just snug that up. I do think these might be stainless. I've got a magnet here. This one has a little bit of magnetism, but not much. So probably stainless steel. I'm not a metals expert, but and then this is maybe it's polished aluminum. At any rate, it's all pretty good hardware, and pretty nice, especially for the cost. If you compare, to a lot of the other side mounts and stabilizer mounting options, this thing's actually pretty cheap. Okay, so I'm just going to loosen this up. Get that out of my way. And get it pretty square. Start like that. And it's going to get it pretty solid, but I'm not going to get ridiculous with it. Yeah, so that gives me a start here. Go ahead and get my stabilizer that I'm planning to use for this. It's kind of I got kind of a weird angle going on here, but I'm trying to work on it because of the camera here. Let me move this around a little, but it's going to be somewhere in this ballpark. So yeah, I mean, that's real easy to mount up. And if you had, you could use these. I'm not sure what they're exactly Avalon has in mind for them, but if you had a different kind of configuration, a stabilizer configuration that you were interested in using, you do have some options here. I'm just going to use this one. It looks like it's going to fit in there kind of the way I want it to. It's nice and solid already, and like you can tell, it's just a second and it's on there. Now, like as far as fine tuning and everything, that may take a little bit longer, but mounting it up and then the actual adjustments, you can tell, are going to be real easy on it. So let me get my stabilizer here, and I don't have any weights on that yet, but let's just see how it looks with the stabilizer body. This is an 8-inch. It's an extreme stabilizer system. The weights are extreme too. 60X Custom Strings sells these, and they're great. I really like them. I have another one. It's 12-inch that I use on the front here. You can see the quick disconnect. I don't have it on there right now, obviously, but let's have a look at this. Yeah, so here's the stabilizer. Of course, no weight on there yet. I do have some weight, but just kind of want to check this thing out a little. So to mount this up, it's real simple, obviously. Just hook this up, and there's our quick disconnect, which again was one thing I really liked about this one, is that it's integrated into the mount itself, because I know I want to be able to take these off of here. I don't want to be dragging it around like this without these stabilizers hanging off of it when I'm traveling and whatnot. So yeah, so the quick disconnect, if you're not familiar, works just like that. And snug it down here. Let's see how that feels. Yeah, so it's pretty solid. Let's see what I got here. Yeah, so you can see adjustability like this. You can swing it 360. Obviously, probably wouldn't want it out there like that, but you never know. So you have that option, and then it's adjustable. Get it moving this way as well, 360. So I mean, you'd have to be careful. You don't want to get it into where your cam system is, your cables and stuff like that. But I'll just play around with it some here, and add different weights and kind of get a different look at it, and kind of see what I want to do with it, see how much weight I want to put on there once I have my front bar on, and I'll take a couple shots here. But probably, I don't usually do anything like real crazy, so I'll probably keep it in that area there, and work on getting the balance that I want with it, with the weights that I have. And then I have a couple more that should be here tomorrow, if I want to add some more weight to it. So yeah, that thing's pretty cool. It's, again, pretty affordable. I know, you know, 40 bucks isn't necessarily cheap, but if you start looking into what these things cost, they're pretty expensive. So yeah, so here it is, and yeah, seems pretty good. If I would have any trouble with it or anything, which I don't expect to, it's real solid. You can tell it's made well, but I would update and add another video here. And then again, if you're interested in these stabilizers, 60X sells them. 60X Custom Strings, see their information there. They have the weights and then these bars in a variety of sizes. That's a pretty good deal too. They're good stabilizers for the money. And if you hunt or you're worried about like silencing, they have bow jacks with them and some kind of cool stuff. So they're worth checking out too. All right, so do some shooting with this thing, and you know, try to post some updates or at least show kind of what the whole stabilizer system looks like once I get everything in order.